Welcome to the Stoic Wisdom channel. Dear friends, in daily life, we often face seemingly minor situations that can easily challenge our patience. These might include being stuck in traffic, dealing with a troublesome colleague, or simply having your phone run out of battery at the worst possible time. These events are less important than how we react to them, and this is when the wisdom of Stoicism comes into play.
Stoicism not only helps us overcome difficulties, but it also serves as a powerful tool to transform daily frustrations into opportunities for personal growth and inner peace. The principles of Stoicism are not only for great philosophers, but are applicable to everyone's life, helping us master our emotions and live more resiliently amidst the chaos of today's world. Today, we will explore how these principles can help you manage your reactions, nurture tranquility, and create profound personal transformation. Let's embark on this journey and discover how Stoicism can change your life. 1. Stoicism and how it helps control anger in life. Anger is a natural emotion that cannot be avoided. We've all experienced moments when anger suddenly erupts. This can happen when someone goes against our will, when we are treated unfairly, or simply when things don't go as expected. Anger is a part of being human, but how we manage and control it is the difference between those who live peacefully and those caught in a cycle of negative emotions. Stoicism, an ancient yet timeless philosophy, teaches us that anger is not an enemy to be eradicated. Rather, it is a sign, an opportunity for us to cultivate patience, compassion, and self-control. The key point that Stoicism emphasizes is that while we cannot fully control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond to those events. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is at the core of managing anger according to Stoicism. When you feel angry, ask yourself, what is really making me angry? Is it the actions of others, or is it my judgment of those actions? Stoicism teaches us that our emotions, including anger, mostly arise from how we evaluate events in life. For instance, if someone interrupts you in a meeting, anger might arise because you feel disrespected. But if you stop and think, is the person's action really disrespectful, or did they just do it unintentionally? By changing the way you assess the situation, you can reduce or even eliminate feelings of anger. Stoicism does not encourage suppressing emotions, but rather understanding their root causes. Once you understand why you're angry, you can control your reaction better. Instead of reacting immediately with anger, you can pause, think, and choose a more thoughtful response. This not only helps you avoid the negative consequences of anger, but also helps you maintain good relationships with those around you. Moreover, being aware of your anger opens up the opportunity to develop compassion and understanding. When you realize that anger is a natural emotion, you can more easily empathize with others when they find themselves in similar situations. This not only improves social relationships, but also brings peace to your soul. One of the great Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, said, "If you are disturbed by any external thing, it is not the thing itself that disturbs you, but your judgment of it. And you have the power to revoke that judgment at any time." This statement emphasizes that emotional control is in our hands, regardless of the situation. We always have the choice to respond in a way that aligns with our values and goals. In conclusion, Stoicism teaches us that anger is a part of being human, but it should not control our lives. Instead, we should see anger as an opportunity to cultivate patience, compassion, and self-control. By changing the way we assess events, we can better control our emotions and live a more peaceful life. 2. The importance of controlling reactions and emotions in life. We often encounter a wide range of emotions: joy, sadness, anger, anxiety, and these emotions don't appear spontaneously. They are often a result of the events and circumstances we face daily. However, the important point that Stoicism emphasizes is recognizing that our emotions aren't caused by external events, but by the way we assess and interpret them. According to Stoic philosophy, all emotions, including strong ones like anger or dissatisfaction, stem from our subjective judgments about a situation. In other words, it's not the action or event itself that causes negative emotions, but how we interpret and judge it. This is an important realization because once we understand this, we'll realize that we have the power to control and change our emotions. Let's consider a specific example. You're driving, and suddenly another car cuts in front of you carelessly. Your natural reaction may be to feel angry, offended, or even curse the driver. But if you stop and think, was the other driver's action really a personal offense, or could it have been an unintentional mistake? By changing the way you view and assess the situation, you can control your anger and not let it affect your mood or actions. Stoicism teaches that understanding how emotions arise is the first step to controlling them. When you realize that your emotions are the result of subjective judgments, you understand that you can change your emotions by changing those judgments. This doesn't mean you should deny or suppress your feelings, but rather learn to examine and understand why you feel the way you do. From there, you can choose a more thoughtful response. Let's think about another situation. You have an important meeting, and someone criticizes you unfairly. Your first feeling might be anger or sadness. But instead of letting these negative emotions overwhelm you, you can ask yourself, what really makes me angry? Is it the unfair criticism, or do I feel threatened or wounded in my self-esteem? By asking yourself questions like these, you can view the situation more objectively and choose a better response instead of letting anger control your actions. Stoicism also teaches that when we understand the source of our emotions, we can change how we respond in a more positive direction. This not only helps reduce tension and conflict, but also creates a more balanced and happy life. When you realize that you have control over your emotions, you're no longer a victim of circumstances, but the master of your life. A practical way to implement this is to frequently evaluate your emotions in different situations. For example, when you feel frustrated or anxious, stop and ask yourself what is making you feel that way. Is there another way to interpret the situation? Practicing this will help you gradually change your judgments and control your emotions better. In conclusion, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of controlling reactions and emotions by understanding their origins. When you learn to change how you assess situations, you no longer let negative emotions dominate your life. Instead, you will live a more peaceful life with better emotional and mental control. 3. Practicing mindfulness and patience in life. In the modern world, we are often swept up in the relentless flow of work, responsibilities, and social relationships. These pressures can easily make us impatient, stressed, and frustrated. However, according to Stoic philosophy, these moments are not reasons for us to give up on inner peace. On the contrary, they are opportunities for us to cultivate mindfulness and patience, two essential qualities that help us live a more balanced and peaceful life. Mindfulness. The power of focusing on the present. Mindfulness is the concept of focusing attention fully on the present moment. It is an important skill that helps us deal with negative emotions, especially anger and anxiety. When we practice mindfulness, we learn to observe our emotions and thoughts without immediately reacting. This creates a space between feeling and action, allowing us to choose a wiser response. For example, when someone says something that annoys you, your natural reaction might be to respond harshly. But if you practice mindfulness, you can pause for a moment, recognize that frustration is rising, and instead of acting on that emotion, you choose to respond calmly or stay silent. This pause, created by mindfulness, helps you avoid negative reactions that you might later regret. Mindfulness not only helps control anger, but also helps us fully enjoy life. By focusing entirely on daily experiences, even small ones like drinking tea or listening to music, we can make ordinary moments more meaningful and profound. Patience. The art of waiting with tranquility. Patience is an important virtue in Stoic philosophy, but it is not just the ability to wait. According to Stoicism, patience is how we face waiting and life's challenges with a peaceful mindset, undisturbed by things beyond our control. We often encounter situations that test our patience, like being stuck in traffic, waiting in long lines, or when a project isn't progressing as expected. These moments can easily make us lose our calm and feel frustrated. However, Stoicism teaches that these moments are opportunities to practice patience, a virtue that helps us maintain inner tranquility despite external turmoil. A practical way to cultivate patience is to change our expectations of life. Often, impatience arises from expecting things to go according to plan at the right time. without obstacles. But in reality, life is full of events beyond our control. By accepting that obstacles and waiting are natural parts of life, we will feel less stressed when facing them. Instead of waiting passively, we can turn waiting time into an opportunity to do something productive, like listening to an audiobook, practicing deep breathing, or reflecting on the day. This not only helps reduce discomfort, but also makes the time pass faster and more meaningfully. Mindfulness and patience, a perfect combination. Mindfulness and patience are not just two separate concepts, they complement each other perfectly. When you practice mindfulness, you learn to accept and observe difficult moments without reacting immediately. This naturally helps you develop patience, as you no longer feel the need to act hastily or respond to every situation instantly. Conversely, when you cultivate patience, you also develop mindfulness, as you learn to slow down, observe things more calmly, and fully enjoy each moment. The combination of mindfulness and patience helps you build a strong and peaceful mindset in the face of life's challenges. Summary: mindfulness and patience in Stoicism. Practicing mindfulness and patience according to Stoic philosophy not only helps us control our emotions better, but also brings about a more peaceful and happy life. We cannot control everything that happens around us, but we can control how we respond and feel about those events. This is the true power that Stoicism brings to each person, the impermanence of every experience and the way we accept it. In Stoic philosophy, one of the core principles is the awareness of the impermanence of everything around us. Life, with all its joys, sorrows, ups and downs, and changes, is constantly flowing and changing. Understanding and accepting this impermanence helps us face difficulties more easily and brings deep peace to the soul. Everything changes. It is the immutable law of the universe. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "All things are in flux, and we are just waves in the endless flow of time." This reminds us that nothing lasts forever, from physical objects to emotions, thoughts, and even our relationships. This awareness, although sometimes gloomy, is actually a powerful encouragement for us to live fully in each moment. When we realize that everything has a finite life cycle, we begin to understand that both hardships and joy are temporary. Anger will subside, sadness will fade, and even success will eventually be replaced by new challenges. This understanding helps us let go of attachments to the past or worries about the future and instead focus on the present with acceptance and peace. Accepting impermanence as the first step to freedom. When we face unwelcome events in life, such as loss, failure, or unexpected changes, our first reaction is often resistance or anxiety. We want things to stay stable and follow the plan. However, in reality, there is no guarantee that life will follow a straight line. That's why accepting the impermanence of everything is an important part of maintaining calmness and tranquility within. Stoicism teaches that instead of resisting change, we should accept it as an essential part of life. This acceptance does not mean giving up to circumstances, but understanding that everything, including difficulties, will eventually pass. By accepting impermanence, we free ourselves from negative emotions and create space to embrace new things with openness and peace. Practicing awareness of impermanence in daily life. Awareness of impermanence is not just an abstract theory, but needs to be practiced in daily life. One way to do this is to spend time observing the small changes around us. Take nature as an example, such as how winter gradually gives way to spring, how a new day begins with the rising sun, or how flowers bloom and then wither. These changes remind us that everything has a life cycle, and we cannot control it all. Another way to practice acceptance is to remind yourself of impermanence when faced with difficulties. When you encounter a stressful or unpleasant situation, pause and remind yourself that this emotion or situation is only temporary. Rather than letting it dominate your mind, recognize it as part of the flow of life and it will pass. Benefits of accepting impermanence. Accepting impermanence not only helps us face difficulties more effectively, but also brings many mental benefits. When we no longer cling to what has passed or worrying about what has not yet come, our minds become lighter and more peaceful. This also helps us focus more on the present, live fully in the moment, and appreciate each moment that life gives us. Acceptance of impermanence also helps us develop gratitude. When we realize that nothing lasts forever, we begin to appreciate what we have, from relationships to small successes. This not only enriches our life experience, but also creates a profound sense of contentment with life, connecting impermanence with personal growth. One of the most profound lessons from accepting impermanence is realizing that change and fluctuation are opportunities for personal growth. Each time we overcome a challenge, we not only become stronger but also learn valuable lessons about ourselves and life. Rather than fearing change, we can embrace it as an indispensable part of our personal development journey. In conclusion, impermanence is an inseparable part of life. When we learn to accept and embrace impermanence, we not only free ourselves from unnecessary worries and stress, but also open the path to serenity and contentment. This is the valuable lesson that Stoicism offers us. Forgiveness and self-control in life. No one is exempt from being hurt by others, whether it's through careless words, unwarranted actions, or injustices we have to endure. Feeling hurt and angry is natural, however. If we allow these negative emotions to control us, we will remain trapped in the cycle of anger and resentment. This is where Stoic philosophy, with its profound principles of forgiveness and self-control, can help us free ourselves from this burden. Forgiveness frees us from the burden of resentment. Forgiveness in Stoic philosophy does not mean accepting or agreeing with the wrong actions others have done to us. Instead, forgiveness is an act of freeing ourselves from the burden of resentment and anger. Holding on to negative emotions not only harms our mental health, but also hinders our personal growth and happiness. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "Anger is the greatest enemy of reason." Anger and resentment not only cloud our judgment, but also prevent us from seeing the issue objectively. When we forgive, we not only free ourselves from negative emotions, but also open the way for us to continue living with more lightness and peace. Forgiveness is a process that requires patience and self-awareness. Sometimes we may face deep wounds, and forgiveness may not happen immediately. However, once we begin this process, each small step brings us closer to peace in our hearts. Forgiveness is not a gift we give to others, but a gift we give to ourselves. Self-control, the key to inner peace. Self-control is a key element in Stoic philosophy. It is the ability to remain calm and composed in difficult situations, instead of allowing emotions to drive our actions. When we talk about self-control, it does not mean suppressing emotions, but rather being aware of and managing them consciously. Imagine you're in a heated argument, and harsh words might make you angry. Your natural reaction could be to respond with similar words. However, if you practice self-control, you will have the ability to pause, think, and choose a different response, such as remaining silent or answering more calmly. This not only helps you maintain calmness, but also prevents the argument from escalating into a larger conflict. Self-control is also closely related to the ability to understand and manage the factors we can control and let go of those beyond our control. Stoicism emphasizes that we can only control our thoughts, emotions, and actions. What others say or do, or external circumstances, are beyond our control. When we accept this, we no longer waste energy worrying or getting angry about things we cannot change. Combining forgiveness and self-control. The combination of forgiveness and self-control is a powerful tool for living a peaceful and happy life. When we forgive, we free ourselves from the burden of resentment and make space for peace. When we practice self-control, we maintain calmness and clarity in difficult situations, avoiding unnecessary negative reactions. Think about times when you've been angry or hurt by someone's actions. If you can forgive and control your reaction, not only will you protect your soul from negative emotions, but you'll also preserve good relationships with those around you. This is the power that the combination of forgiveness and self-control offers. Practicing forgiveness and self-control in daily life. To practice forgiveness and self-control, we need to start by recognizing and accepting our emotions. When you feel angry or hurt, don't try to deny it. Instead, acknowledge that you're feeling this way and ask yourself what caused it. Is there another way to view this situation? Next, practice letting go of negative emotions through forgiveness. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or overlooking what happened, but choosing not to let it continue affecting you. Lastly, Work on your self-control by staying calm in difficult situations and remember that you can only control your own reactions. In conclusion, forgiveness and self-control are two crucial elements that help us maintain inner peace and happiness in life. When we learn to forgive and control our emotions, we not only protect our souls from negative influences, but also create a more harmonious and peaceful life. These are the valuable lessons Stoicism offers, guiding us to live a meaningful and tranquil life. The importance of self-control is not just a virtue we should have but also the foundation for living a peaceful and happy life. By learning to control our emotions, thoughts, and actions, we not only protect our soul from negative influences but also open the path to true growth and freedom. This is the valuable lesson that Stoicism teaches us, helping us live a meaningful and serene life. The power of patience, the art of waiting with serenity. In the modern world, where everything seems to happen at a rapid pace, patience has become an increasingly rare yet invaluable virtue. According to Stoic philosophy, patience is not just the ability to wait without feeling frustrated, but also the art of maintaining inner peace when facing difficulties and obstacles. Patience not only helps us endure the challenges of life, but also transforms waiting moments into opportunities for training and growth. Patience is not just about waiting, it's about how you wait. One common misconception about patience is thinking it's merely the ability to wait. However, true patience is not just about the act of waiting, but how you respond to it. Adjusting expectations, the key to patience. One of the main reasons we lose patience is due to the gap between our expectations and the reality of life. When things don't go according to plan or happen more slowly than we expect, we can easily feel frustrated and lose patience. However, Stoicism emphasizes that life does not always follow our desires, and the key is adjusting our expectations to match reality. Using waiting time effectively, another way to develop patience is by turning waiting time into an opportunity to do something useful. Instead of feeling like time is wasted, you can use it to accomplish small tasks or improve yourself. Patience and inner serenity. Patience not only helps us overcome obstacles, but also contributes to building inner serenity. When we are patient, we are no longer swept up in cycles of stress and anxiety, but instead, we learn to accept things as they are. This brings a sense of calm and comfort even in the most difficult situations. Combining patience with mindfulness and self-control. When patience is combined with mindfulness and self-control, it becomes a powerful tool to maintain peace and happiness in life. Practicing patience in daily life. To cultivate patience, start with the smallest tasks in daily life. Challenge yourself by waiting without feeling anxious or facing obstacles without losing your composure. In conclusion, patience is an essential virtue for living a happy and meaningful life. When we learn to be patient, we not only develop the ability to face challenges, but also cultivate a peaceful and serene mindset. Thank you for joining us on the journey of discovering and applying Stoic philosophy in life. Keep practicing forgiveness and self-control so that each day brings lasting peace and happiness.